Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Clara and Mark. I'm Clara.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for hanging out with us again. Today's episode is going to be super interesting. We're talking about something that's literally changing the way we talk every day.
Yes! We're diving into how Gen Z and TikTok are changing the way we speak. Language isn't just something we use, it's alive, it evolves. And right now, TikTok might be one of the biggest forces behind that change.
Totally. Sometimes I scroll through TikTok for just 10 minutes, and by the end, I've learned 5 new words that didn't even exist a year ago.
Same here. And the funniest part is, I start using them without even realizing it. Like one day, I said, it's giving professional podcaster, and I didn't even think about where that came from.
Haha, that's exactly it. TikTok isn't just entertainment anymore. It's like a culture lab. New words, new expressions, they spread so fast, faster than ever before.
Yeah, and it's not just Gen Z either. Millennials, even Gen X and Boomers, are picking up these phrases. It's like everyone wants to stay in the loop. Nobody wants to feel out of touch.
Right. I remember when my uncle texted me no cap last week. I almost dropped my phone.
Oh no, that's hilarious. But honestly, it shows how language can bring people together, or sometimes make things confusing.
Exactly. And that's what we'll be exploring today. How TikTok, memes, and Gen Z slang are not only shaping communication online, but also changing how we talk in real life, in schools, workplaces, and even on news shows.
So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's find out how a 15-second video can change the way the whole world speaks.
All right, so let's talk about how TikTok actually became the place where new slang is born. It's crazy when you think about it. Just a few years ago, people mostly learned new words from movies, music, or school.
Exactly! But now, one short video on TikTok can make a phrase go global overnight. Like someone says something funny or catchy in a 10-second clip, and suddenly everyone is saying it.
Yeah, and it spread so fast because TikTok's algorithm shows content to millions of people really quickly. So if one phrase hits the right vibe, boom, it becomes a trend.
Totally. Remember when everyone was saying, it's giving? That started with fashion and beauty creators describing looks, like, it's giving model vibes, or it's giving main character energy.
Yeah, and now you hear it everywhere. In memes, in conversations, even on TV shows. It's amazing how something that started as a small expression on one app can become part of everyday language.
And I think part of why TikTok slang catches on so easily is because it's short, funny, and emotional. It's not just about words, it's about tone, attitude, and the shared online culture behind it.
That's a great point. TikTok isn't just about language, it's about identity. When you use those words, you're kind of signaling that you're part of a certain community, that you get it.
Exactly! It's like an inside joke that millions of people understand. Using TikTok slang makes people feel connected, like they're part of a digital tribe.
But there's also this interesting thing where people mix old slang with new ones. For example, words like slay or lit have been around for a while, but TikTok gives them new life and new meanings.
Right! It's like language recycling. Gen Z takes something old and makes it cool again. And sometimes they even flip the meaning completely.
True. And I think that's what makes it so creative. Every generation changes language a little, but with TikTok, that change happens faster, like language on fast forward.
That's such a good way to describe it. Language on fast forward. Maybe in the future, we'll have to update dictionaries every month.
Yeah, imagine that. Oxford Dictionary 2026, TikTok edition.
Haha, I'd totally read that. But honestly, it shows that language is living, and social media, especially TikTok, is one of the biggest forces keeping it alive and evolving. All right, now that we've talked about how TikTok spreads new slang, let's actually go through some of the most popular ones and maybe help our listeners understand what they mean before they hear them in the wild.
Yes, this is the survival guide to Gen Z slang. Because honestly, if you don't keep up, you'll feel like you need subtitles for everyday conversations.
So true. Okay, let's start with one that's super popular right now, Riz.
Ah, yes, Riz. That one basically means charisma or charm, especially when someone is smooth while flirting. Like, if your friend knows exactly what to say to impress someone, you can say, "Wow, he's got mad Riz."
Exactly. But if someone's awkward and doesn't know what to say, people might say he's got no riz. It's kind of playful, but also brutally honest.
I feel personally attacked.
Don't worry, Mark, you've got podcast riz, that counts.
Haha, I'll take that. Okay, next one. It's giving. This one's everywhere.
Yes. It's giving is all about describing a vibe or energy. Like if someone's outfit looks amazing, you might say, it's giving red carpet, or it's giving main character energy.
It's kind of like saying, "This reminds me of," or "This feels like," but in a way that sounds trendier and more expressive.
Totally. And the cool thing is, you can add literally anything after it. It's giving grandma's couch. It's giving chaos. It's giving final boss. It's so creative.
Yeah, I've even seen people use it sarcastically. Like, if someone's late for work, their coworker might say, "It's giving not professional."
That's perfect. Okay, next one. No cap. This means no lie, or I'm being honest. For example, that pizza was the best ever, no cap.
Right? And if someone is lying or exaggerating, you might say, "That's cap." It's kind of the Gen Z version of "you're lying" or "that's not true."
Exactly. So you've got Riz, it's giving, and no cap. Those three alone can get you through half of TikTok comments.
Haha, for real. But there are so many others too, like delulu, which means being delusional in a funny, harmless way.
Yes! Like if someone says, he looked at me for 2 seconds. We're basically married now. That's Delulu energy.
Guilty? Then there's slay, which has been around for a while, but TikTok made it even bigger. It means to do something really well or look amazing doing it. Like, you slayed that presentation.
I love that one. It's so positive. TikTok slang can actually be empowering sometimes, like celebrating confidence, creativity, and humor.
Yeah. And what's cool is that these words aren't just used online. You'll hear them in classrooms, offices, even family dinners sometimes.
Right! My little cousin says slay to my grandma when she wears something nice, and my grandma just says, thank you, dear, like she totally gets it.
Ha 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 ha. That's amazing. Language evolution in action.
So, yeah, TikTok slang may sound silly at first, but it's actually creative, expressive, and shows how playful modern communication has become.
Absolutely. It's a mix of humor, identity, and connection, all packed into a few words. So, we've talked about what these slang words mean and where they come from, but let's dig a little deeper. How is all this actually changing the way we communicate?
That's a great question. Honestly, I think TikTok slang is making conversations more expressive and emotional. Like instead of just saying, "You look nice," someone might say, "You're slaying," or "It's giving superstar." It feels more fun and personal.
Yeah, it's almost like people are using language to perform, to express not just information but attitude and mood.
Exactly. It's communication as a kind of performance. And TikTok, being such a visual and creative platform, encourages that. You're not just speaking, you're creating a vibe.
I love that. Creating a vibe. But here's the flip side. Sometimes slang can also make communication harder, especially between generations or people from different cultures.
Totally. Like if someone's not active on TikTok, they might have no idea what no cap or delulu means. It can make them feel left out or even confused in a conversation.
Yeah, I've seen that too. My mom once asked me what it's giving means, and I tried to explain. But halfway through, she just said, "Why don't people just talk normally?"
Ha! That's such a parent thing to say. But it's understandable. Every generation feels that way when new language trends show up. Remember when LOL and OMG first came out? People were confused then too.
Right. Now, even grandparents text LOL without thinking twice. So maybe the same thing will happen with TikTok slang. Eventually, it'll just become part of everyday English.
Exactly. Language is always evolving. What's cool is that TikTok has made it happen faster and in a more global way. A phrase that starts in Los Angeles can reach people in Indonesia or France in just a few hours.
That's the power of social media. It connects people through shared humor and creativity. Even if you don't speak the same language perfectly, a funny TikTok or a catchy phrase can make you feel part of a worldwide community.
I love that idea. Language as a connector, not just a barrier. And Gen Z really embraces that. They're not afraid to mix words, borrow from different cultures, or even make up entirely new ones.
Yeah, and that kind of flexibility might actually make future communication more inclusive and creative. But I guess the challenge will be, how do we balance creativity with clarity?
Good question. Maybe the key is to stay curious. If you hear a new word, instead of rolling your eyes, just ask what it means. That way, language keeps evolving with us, not against us.
That's so well said. Language doesn't divide us unless we let it. It can also unite us if we stay open-minded.
Exactly! And honestly, a little slang never hurt anyone. It just keeps things interesting.
True, the world would be pretty boring without a little riz and slay.
Couldn't agree more. Wow, Mark, this has been such a fun conversation. I didn't realize how deep the topic of TikTok slang could go.
Same here. It's wild to think that just a few short videos can influence the way millions of people talk, text, and even think.
Yeah, and what I love most is how language on TikTok isn't just about words. It's about creativity, humor, and connection. It shows how people can use language to express identity and emotion in new ways.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes it special. Gen Z isn't ruining English. They're reinventing it. They're making it their own, just like every generation before them.
That's such an important point. Language has always evolved. Shakespeare invented words. Boomers had their slang. Millennials had selfie and hangry. Now Gen Z has riz, and it's giving. It's just the natural flow of culture.
Yeah, it's kind of beautiful, actually. Language grows with us. It reflects who we are at that moment in time. And right now, TikTok is a huge part of that story.
Totally. And who knows? Maybe in 10 years, We'll look back and laugh at today's slang, just like we laugh at old memes now. But that's the fun of it. It's always changing.
So true. I guess the takeaway is don't be afraid of new words. Stay curious, have fun, and if someone says something you don't understand, just ask.
Exactly. And if you want to sound cool around Gen Z, remember your keywords: Riz, it's giving, and no cap. You'll fit right in.
That's your homework, listeners. Use one of those phrases in a sentence today.
But seriously, it's amazing how platforms like TikTok remind us that language isn't static. It's creative, emotional, and alive.
Well said, Clara. And that's why we love talking about it here on Talks with Clara and Mark.
Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow our podcast and share it with your friends.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments. What's your favorite TikTok or Gen Z slang word right now?
We'd love to hear your answers. Until next time.
Keep talking, keep learning, and keep slaying.